Okay, hi everyone, thank you for joining me for this moon flow. So this flow is super soft and gentle and slow and great release if women are on their moon cycle, or if you just want to kind of ease your energy after a busy day, or kind of pick up your energy gently if you're feeling a little bit tired but want to still move your body. So it's a nice all-rounder, it's super soft. Take your time, allow your breath to be your guide, and just enjoy yourself. So we're going to begin on the back with some breathing to bring about a sense of focus. And you can be in any position on your back, any position that you feel comfortable in. And then just closing down your eyes and taking a moment to settle into your body. Just feeling into the connection to the ground beneath you, and allow all of your weight to drop into that connection. And then bring your awareness to your breath. And just gently begin to deepen your breath. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. So we'll begin just by emptying the lungs on an exhale. And then inhaling into your belly, through your ribs, into your upper back and your chest. And then exhaling again all the way back down to empty. And keep exhaling, get all of that air out of your body. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhaling deep. Fill up with breath. And then exhale long. Exhale to clear all that stagnant air out of your body. Lovely. Last one, inhale deep. And exhale long. And then bring your breath into a comfortable rhythm, a nice gentle passive breath. No ujjayi breath for this practice, just something a little softer, longer, slower. So you can really start to soothe through your nervous system. Anytime you need to exhale through your mouth to help a release, you can. And then when you feel connected to your breath, just gently bring your knees in towards your chest. You're going to hold onto your knees individually and just start to take the knees around in some circles, opposite directions. So we start to open through the hips nice and passively. Allow the weight of the legs to be in your hands and feel like the arms are guiding the movement, so that you can really allow your lower back to soften and your pelvis to be super weighty, again into that connection to the ground beneath you. Change direction of each of the knees. And then when you're ready, just gently hug the knees in towards the chest. And take a lengthening through your spine, gently roll your tailbone away from you, lengthen up through the crown of your head, press the back of your head down, and just take an inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your mouth. Good. And then land your feet down, forward of your sit bones nice and wide, probably as wide as your mat. Take the arms out to the side and just gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Just nice and slow, keeping this super passive pace. Gently releasing into your lower back. And then the next time the knees relax to the right, just take a moment to pause there. You can chill the head over to the left and just allow yourself to rest for a moment in this really passive twist. Feel what kind of breath can serve your energy here. And then when you're ready, just gently bring yourself back to that sway of your knees from side to side. And you can start to add in the head swaying from side to side in that kind of opposite direction, so the knees go one way and the head goes the other. And then when you're ready, just landing legs over to the left and the gaze over to the right. And again, just landing fully into this. Allow yourself to release any final gripping or tension so the body becomes really heavy here. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good, and then bring the knees back to centre. We'll just do a couple of rocks from side to side again. And then from here we're going to roll up into a seated pigeon. So we're going to sway the knees all the way over to the left. The knees land and the left arm comes over the head. And the right hand comes over to the left as well. You push into the ground, push off and land in this diagonal seat. So your right toes are tucked behind you and your left heel is close in towards your groin. And then from here we're just going to gently take some circles through the torso. So you pull yourself towards your right thigh and then sweep through the centre and around to the left thigh. And we're just using this circular motion to soften through the lower back and the hips. And also through the shoulders. And then from there we'll just add on the right arm circling. Nice gentle movement. We'll do this 2-3 times and then bring it into a twist. So the next time the right hand comes forward and round, take hold of your left knee, bring your left hand to the base of your spine and just allow this twist to be super soft. Just allow the belly to soften, no drawing in of your navel. You can drop your chin to your chest here and soften the chin from shoulder to shoulder and just sweeping it across your chest to find some space for the neck. If that feels useful, if it feels good for the neck, for the cervical spine. And then when you're ready, just taking a pause with a comfortable position for the head and just receiving your breath here. Lovely. And then we're going to roll back down to the ground. So the left fingertips lean towards the back of the mat. You lean onto your side body, hug your knees in towards your chest, land your feet nice and wide on your mat again. We'll just sway the knees from side to side, and then we're going to do that again to the right side. So when you're ready, knees land to the right, right arm lifts up over the head, left arm comes over to the right as well, and then you can push into the air and come into that diagonal seat, and you can see it from behind here. So keep those left toes tucked to protect your knee, and then this time turn your torso towards your left thigh and start with the circles. I'm kind of close to my pants and offering them a little kiss as I circle around here. But just allow your lower back to soften, and when you're ready you can add in that left arm circling as well. We'll do 2-3 of these circles through the left arm, and then we're coming into a twist, and again it'll be towards the back of the mat. So when you're ready, left hand holds the right knee and the right hand is supporting the spine this time. And just a gentle lift up through the crown of the head. You again have the option here to move through the neck if that felt useful or good. Of course you can remain in stillness. And then when you're ready, just have a moment to pause and really feel into that twist. Feel the breath in the shape. And then when you're ready, we'll release this back to the mat. So we're going to take the right fingertips to the back of the mat. We lean onto the right side body. We hug the knees in towards the chest, and we're back on the back. Good. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to add on the rest of our sequence. So feet to the ground, knees are rocking from side to side. If you want to go a bit deeper and take the knees around in a circle, lifting the feet off the ground, that you can. Just getting a bit more of a massaging sensation in the lower back. And then when you're ready, take your knees over to the left, let them land, let the left arm lengthen over the head, bring the right hand to push into the ground, and then we arrive into this seat. And good. We'll take one big circle with the right arm, and then we'll bring it back into the twist. We'll just have a couple of breaths in this shape as we're already revisiting it. So inhaling to lengthen and exhaling, just soften the left shoulder back, and then take a breath into the chest. Good. On your next inhale, reach your left fingertips up and over. Maybe you can grab the opposite thigh, but let your elbows cross, just drop your head and have a sway of your shoulders from side to side. Get some breath into the shoulder blades, feel through the back body now. And then when you're ready, we're just going to inhale, lift the elbows up towards the sky. Exhale, separate the elbows nice and wide, and then land the hands down behind you. And we're going to take the feet to the top of the mat, so we're in a seated position. And then hold on to your knees, and we're going to do a kind of cat-cow action through your spine. So as you inhale, the knees spread nice and wide, and your heart lifts up towards the sky. As you exhale, knees come together, and holding onto your knees, you can round and lean back into your spine. We're going to do this a couple more times. Inhale to lift up through the chest, open the knees. And exhale, just drawing the belly in slightly, no deep hugs, but just leaning back into your spine, feeling that opening for the back body. Good. Inhale, lift up through the chest. And exhale, round. Last one in your own time. We'll just take a moment to pause in this rounded shape. You can give the hips a wiggle, the shoulders a wiggle. Lovely. And then when you're ready to release, place your hands into the ground, step your feet nice and wide, and come into a squat. And then we'll just give this squat a movement, so start to move the hips around, get the hips nice and used to the shape. And then from here, just landing in your squat, take a moment. It doesn't have to be super intense here, but just lengthen up through the crown of your head. Try to sink your heels down, maybe into the mat or on a block. Give the hips a breath here. And then when you're ready, just gently releasing, hips up, head down. Take a bend in your knees and come into an easy ragdoll fold. And you can again sway your torso from side to side. Get the lower back softening. Keep the knees nice and bent so that you've got the belly kind of resting on the thighs. Lovely. Then we're going to take a nice slow rounding up through the spine. So keep the head nice and heavy. Keep the bend in the knees and the weight in your heels. And then gently just round up all the way to standing. And then when you reach the top, just take a moment to pause and feel and arrive here. We'll take an inhale, lift up through the fingertips. And then an exhale, bending the knees, cactus the arms, pull the belly down towards the thighs so you feel that inner back bend. And then we're going to round it up. Again, gaze to the navel. Let the spine stack up nice and slowly. And then exhale again, stick the hips out, bend the knees generously, cactus the arms and pull the belly down. Good, and then from here land your fingertips. Step the toes of your left foot back and then sink the back knee down in a lunge. Good. Use support if you need it. We're going to inhale, lift up through the fingertips, lift up through the hips. And then as you exhale, arms reach out wide and you're going to pull the pelvis down just to receive an opening through that left psoas and hip flexor. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, soften the pelvis down. Let's do that one more time with breath. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. From there, place your left hand down. We're going to turn the toes to the right side and then you land your pelvis towards your mat. Continue to turn to the back of your mat and then cross your right ankle over the edge of your left thigh so you're in a seated pigeon shape here. And you can make this as deep or as soft as you feel is useful. But then start to rock your knees from side to side so you get that softening again through the hips. Again, please just be nice and gentle through this flow, so you're not forcing anything, we're not creating any more tension, we're just allowing the body to chill, open and release. Good, we'll take a moment to pause here. If you want to, you can walk your hands back if it's available without the force. And then just receiving a breath in and a breath out. Lovely. And then lengthening that left leg long, remove the right. Come to face the top of your mat, so you're turning your belly onto the mat. We're going to roll into a sphinx. So from here, just have your elbows slightly further forward of your shoulders so that you can move your shoulders kind of away and down the back. Have the feet pressing down and the pubic bone pressing down and the glutes squeezing so that you're softening and protecting that lower back. And then we're just going to dip the left shoulder into the center and gaze over the right. Inhale through the center, we'll change sides, dip the left shoulder, look over the left. Good. Inhale, we'll do that a couple more times. Exhale to twist. Lovely. Inhale through center and exhale to twist. Good. One more. Good. And then when you're ready, just releasing the chest down, slide the hands back so that underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, bend your knees into the ground, lift your hips, glide your heart nice and low towards the ground, let your elbows wing out wide as you do that, and then bring yourself into a child's pose. And then just give your hips a nice sway from side to side to soften your lower back here. Okay, we're going to take it through some gentle spinal waves. Inhale, round all the way forward. Tuck the tailbone down towards the back of the legs. And then when your shoulders come over your wrists, inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your chin. Let your belly soften as you press the hips back. And we're going to do this movement a couple of times. So inhaling, rounding forward, a gentle hug in of your belly, nothing too fierce, but pressing through the hands so the back of the heart opens. And then exhaling, letting the elbows bend so the heart softens towards the ground. The hips are lifted as they move all the way back. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, round forward. And exhale, press it back. Good, and then inhale, round all the way forward. And when you meet shoulders over wrists, tuck your toes, tilt your tailbone up towards the sky, soften your belly back towards your thighs, and then pick your knees up slowly from the ground. Straighten those legs out into a downward facing dog, and then just give this shape some movement. We're not going to be here too long. Instead, we're just going to have a flirt around with the downward dog, soften it, and then gently walk the feet forward towards the hands. And then when you arrive at the top of the mat, take an inhale, bring the hands somewhere comfortable on the legs, lengthen through the crown of the head, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, pull the belly down towards the thighs again. Spread those inner thighs nice and wide and let the head relax. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Press into the balls of your feet and then exhale, spread the inner thighs wide, melt the heart down. Good, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release. Good. Bend your knees generously, round your spine all the way up. This time bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale into a cow shape, stick the tailbone back, draw the shoulders back. Feel that engagement through the back body, and then as you exhale, pull everything in, round through the spine. Curl the tailbone down towards the heels, chin to chest. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. This time, inhale, cow. Reach your right fingertips up towards the sky and just semi-straighten through the right leg. Maybe it doesn't go all the way straight. Exhale, round. Good. Inhale through cow. Let's do the left side. Left leg straightens, left fingertips reach back. Exhale, round. Good. And then keep rounded. Bring the fingertips to the ground, bend the knees, take the feet out super wide. Come back into your squat, and then when you're ready, land the sit bones on the ground. Good. Gently release your spine all the way down to the earth. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide, and just take a moment to chill and receive that. Lovely. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Let the knees be heavy. Let the shoulders be heavy. Let the jaw be heavy. Allow the eyelids to be heavy. Lovely. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale through the mouth. When you're ready, bring the knees back in towards the chest. Hold on to the knees with the hands. And we'll begin again just taking them around in some circles, opposite directions. The weight of the legs in the hands feels like the arms are doing the work. Change the direction when you're ready. Good. And then we're going to land the feet wide on the mat, knees facing towards the sky. Bring the arms out to the side. Just we'll take a couple of sweeps, rub the knees from side to side. Maybe a turn of the head in the opposite direction. But then when you're ready, we'll land the knees over to the right. We raise the right arm over the head. We bring the left hand with us, and we're pushing into the ground to find that diagonal pigeon seat. Good, let's take one big circle with the left arm, and then find the twist. Good. And then on your inhale, reach your right fingertips up and over. Maybe you can hold the other thigh, maybe you just cross the elbows. You're going to drop your head and have that sway come through the shoulders again. Just finding that massaging quality of movement through the back body. Lovely. And then when you're ready, find the center, pick the elbows all the way up on the inhale. Separate the elbows wide on the exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together down the back, and then bring the fingertips behind you so you can shift onto your sit bones and slide your feet forward. And we'll take hold of the knees. We're going to take an inhale, spread the knees wide, lift up through the chest. Exhale, draw the knees together, hold onto the knees so you can lean back into your spine. Good, 2 more with breath, inhale. Lovely, exhale. Last one. Good. Come up through center. This time we'll take the knees wide and we'll have a pause with the chest lifted. So lifting the heart, draw the shoulders back. If it's comfortable, you can take the gaze up, the chin lifted. Then take a deep breath into your upper chest, into your collarbones. And as you release that, bring the feet to the ground. Press up into your squat. Again, just shift the weight around through the feet, get up onto the tiptoes, get onto the outer edges of the feet, move around on those ankles. And then we'll take this rounding up through the spine. So find your ragdoll fold, bend to the knees generously, nice and soft for the lower back. Have a play around here. And then when you're ready, we'll take this rounding up through the spine. So Head remains heavy. Weight is in the heels, so the backs of the legs do the work here. And then just gently, gently unfurl through your spine. Once you arrive into standing, just take a moment to pause, have the eyes closed. Feel that relationship to the ground beneath you, your connection through the soles of your feet. Lovely, and then we'll inhale, lift up through the fingertips. Exhale, bend the knees generously, stick the hips out, and pull the belly down towards the thighs. Lovely, inhale, look towards the navel, keep the knees bent as you round it all the way up to standing. Lovely, let's pull down one more time, exhale through the mouth if you wish. Fingertips come to the ground and you're going to step the toes of the right foot back. Sink the back knee down. And then inhale, scoop the air up through the fingertips, lift up through the pelvis. Tailbone tuck so you can receive that opening through your right hip flexor. And then exhale, fingertips reach wide, pelvis falls heavy. 2 more times, inhale, big breath. Exhale, soften down. Lovely. We're going to take that turn into a seated pigeon towards the back of the mat. So you pick up the back knee, your toes turn to the left. You land the outside of that right hip down. You continue to turn to face the back of your mat. Your left ankle crosses over your right thigh. Hands are behind your back to support you. And then make this as deep as you feel necessary and useful. Again, just nice and compassionate for your body. Especially if you are on your moon cycle or your energy is feeling low, don't want to force too much. I'm going to just offer the body some nurturing. And a gentle sway of the knees from side to side, just feeling into the hip opening, how that translates from the movement. Good. And then we are going to release. Actually, we'll have a pause here. You can walk your hands in closer to lift up through your spine if that feels available to you. And then just allow the breath to have a bit more of a deeper conversation with that hip opening. Now as we release, we're going to release the right leg first and cross the left. Take a turn so you're looking at the top of your mat. Slide that right arm forward and down, roll onto the belly and come into your Sphinx. And as you come into your Sphinx, take the feet nice and wide so the back bend is soft. Press the pubic bone down by squeezing your glutes and then gently just pull the elbows towards your rib cage and lift up through the chest. So keep pushing the elbows down and pulling them back. And then almost like you're hugging your pubic bone up towards the top of your mat, and then just allow yourself to feel that opening through the abdominal wall, through the intercostal muscles of your rib cage. And everything just gets slightly more heated up through the back body. One more breath here. If your spine is feeling good and you want to, you can bring this a bit deeper, moving the hands back, maybe lifting the elbows off the ground, but don't feel like you have to. If you're doing this, again, strengthen through the legs, push the pubic bone down, move it forward, pull the hands back and wide, take a breath into your heart. And then release when you're ready. Hands are going to slide underneath the shoulders. We'll take that baby wave back, tuck the toes, bend the knees into the ground, elbows go wide for your heart to glide back, nice and close to the ground to meet your child's pose. And then just have a gentle sway through your hips again, softening into your lower back. You can rock the head from side to side as well. You can get the shoulders swaying. And then we'll come through a spinal wave, so inhale, round all the way forward. Exhale, lift the tailbone, melt the hips back. Again, we'll do that again. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, let everything soften, elbows bend, push it all the way back. Good, one more, inhale, round forward. Exhale, melt it back. Lovely, we're going to inhale round all the way forward. Exhale, tuck your toes, find your cow shape, lift your tailbone, push your hands forward, pick up your knees, push your belly towards your thighs, find your downward facing dog, and then take it through any movement that feels good here. You can maybe drop your heels from side to side. If you're kind of feeling low in your energy, you don't have to be in your downward dog. You could be on your hands and knees still, just having a roll around. Okay, and then from there just slowly, sweetly walk your feet forward towards the top of your mat. Good. I'm going to come into that halfway lift again. So hands to the shin bones. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Take this nice and slow. Push into the inside seam of your feet and spread the inner thighs wide. And then as you exhale, melt your heart down towards your knees and relax through your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Oh, I have a little visitor. And then exhale, soften all the way down. Hello, Bubba. Lovely, one more of those. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale. Good. Then from here we'll do that standing cat-cow. Bring the hands to the thighs. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your tailbone. Feel that engagement through your spine. And then exhale, round. Take the tailbone down. Push up through the back of the heart. Two more of those. Inhale, lift. Shoulders back. Exhale, round. Shoulders can come forward as you push the back of the heart high. Good. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. We'll open for the chest. Inhale, find your cow shape. Straighten the right arm all the way back. Straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee. Exhale, round it in. Good. Inhale, left side. Straighten the left leg. Reach the left fingertips back. Exhale, round. Good. And then soften all the way down. Come into your squat. Shake out through the head and the neck, and then when you're ready, sit the hips down. And I'm going to put on a jumper and get nice and cozy. You can do the same so that you can soften into Savasana. But when you're ready, take yourself to the ground. If you need to, you can do any other movement that feels good. You could place a block underneath the base of your spine. I'm going to grab one as well, actually. So you can place a block underneath the base of your spine. So that this is a really good lower back release if you're, especially if you're on your cycle or you have any twinges in your lower back. It's really nice release. I'm going to Shavasana with me. So place the block so it supports the base of the spine as low down as the tailbone if you're using one. You can do whatever with your legs. You could have your legs straight up towards the sky, or you can have a bend in your knees. I like my knees bent in towards my armpits. It just gives me a bit more weightiness through the legs, through the bowl of the pelvis. Little toes moving around. Now just take a moment to really find that sweet spot where you can drop everything, allow your body, give it permission to let go. You can remove the block whenever you feel it's an effort to be there. If it's not an effort, you can stay for as long as you need, for as long as it feels good. You can take any other movements. I'm going to remove my block and just lie flat to the ground for a moment. If you don't have a block, you could do that legs up the wall with your bum up too close to the wall, legs just resting on the wall. It's also really good. If you found Shavasana, I'm just going to let this video go out, so stay here for as long as you have. Let yourself rest fully. Let yourself receive this beautiful, relaxing energy and the sweetness of a soft moon practice.